Tottenham Hotspur high-flying in the Premier League. Is it about time that we took their title challenge? In fact, you know what, Robbie? Is it about time that we took their title challenge seriously?
I'm just relaxing you just because I could see you getting all tense. Spurs and title momentum.
Unfortunately, you've got to take them seriously. They are playing really, really well. They've been very consistent. I think they've only lost 3 games this season. And when you look at them, they're a team. They're a very cohesive team. Harry Kane scoring goals. Dele Alli's been probably the best young player in the country this season. Yeah. I do think they are 100%. Spurs are title contenders this season. They are a good team. Simple as that. However,
there we go. There we go.
It will be if they can keep their nerve. You know, a lot of years we've seen. Same's happened to Arsenal as well.
Well, I was going to say, to be fair.
Same's happened to Arsenal as well. But in years gone by, we've seen Spurs fall apart. Whether Pochettino has given them a new mental strength, we'll find out over the next 12 games as it goes in.
You guys,
but unfortunately,
there's going to be some Arsenal heads popping if Spurs win the league.
Heads will fall off.
They're contenders. But I don't think they'll win it.
Yeah.
But they are contenders.
He had to finish there.
Yeah. I think it's mad, isn't it? Because I've seen a few comments from Arsenal fans, Baz, and it's if like Leicester or Spurs win the league this season, Arsene Wenger is going to be hounded with pitchforks out of that stadium because there's never been a better opportunity to win it. And but those teams, like I said, we said earlier on the show, Leicester's bubble's not popping, and Spurs. It's not out of nowhere. It feels like it's out of nowhere because I've stopped looking at the league for quite some time. I've stopped watching match of the day.
I still think with Spurs,
but they're right up there, mate.
They're definitely contenders, no question about it. You have to say that the way they are, deservedly so.
Still wonder how they deal with any injuries to maybe say Harry Kane.
You just wind your neck and you've had yourself. No, listen, Spurs and Leicester, the pair of them are title contenders, of course they are, but we're talking about Spurs. They came down to Goodison after Christmas. For the first half, they were outstanding. The second half, Everton were outstanding and they stayed in the game. But what really impressed me that day about Spurs was just how hard they worked. Yeah. And they didn't, in the first half of that game, they had a lot of the ball. In the second half, they didn't have any of the ball, but they made sure they were compact. And, he's got them working that hard. And they've got the lovely bits of flair with Eriksen in there. And Dele Alli has been good this. He's not been the best, but he's been really, he's been up
Barkley,
there.
Is that what you're driving
even stats tell you Barkley's been the best and he has. But I think the pair of them for England bode well for
Barkley's been better than Dele Alli.
By a country.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm not
I'm
not one to...
I'm not even going to go into that.
If you're watching this, go and Google the stats now. Let us know in the comments below.
Baz, come on, Baz. I'm not one... You know me, I ain't going to stick up for Spurs.
No, but
it looks like
Barkley has been better than Dele Alli this season.
100%, yeah. Ali's been brilliant, by the way.
We'll put it out to a public vote.
Ali has been brilliant.
In fact, I agree.
Dele Alli has been...
Vote. Use hashtag Team Barkley, hashtag Team Ali in the comments below, or tweet at Ball Street.
I'm not really bothered.
I'm not sure about it.
Ali has been good. Yeah. I watch Barkley every week, don't I? So I'm gonna say.
In defence of Baz, I think Ali's got more reputable kind of media coverage in that respect because he's 20, he's come from League One, and he's just like
he's been brilliant.
Yeah, he's been absolutely world beater. So in defence, like you probably have a bit of a point there. But I think Spurs, I just love watching them play, which is like really upsetting for someone that doesn't really like the club itself. So they're just really good. Like the fullbacks are bombing up. Like against Watford at the weekend, the fullbacks were bombing up. Ben Davies and Kieran Trippier were doing masters on each side. And Harry Kane, I thought he'd be a bit of a one-season wonder. I'm going to be honest, but he's proved me wrong. And fair play to him. Yeah.
I think for me, when I watch the two of them, is what's really refreshing is Spurs and Leicester probably the hardest working teams I've seen come down to Everton this season in terms of putting the effort in and running all over the pitch. And fair play, they've mixed it with that little bit of flair and everything else. I love Eriksen. Eriksen, for me, what a player. Absolutely. And Dembele in midfield.
Dembele's decent as well.
What a footballer.
And Toby Alderweireld.
All right.
Toby Alderweireld is decent.
Bloody hell.
It doesn't affect you.
No, but I'm just saying that Robbie, he's
Dembele,
Dembele in midfield. Look at him. Sorry, mate, sorry. Sorry that he's no Flamini.
Yeah, he's not
He's no Flamini.
Is he an
He's
He's a good player.
Arsenal have got brilliant players, but you've got to say it.
Dembele is a good player.
You got to call it as it is.
Let's just see what happens.
Good goalkeeper,
Spurs,
good defence,
Do you think they'll finish top four,
attack.
Robbie?
Okay,
Do you think they'll finish top four?
Do I think Spurs will finish
Yeah.
top four?
Oh, I
yeah, I
think they
do.
will. Definitely will,
I do
yeah.
think they will finish in the top four.
I think they'll finish.
I mean, there's no
in the top
evidence
three.
to suggest so far how they've played this season. As I said, there's no evidence to suggest that they won't. They've only lost 3 games. That's we've lost 5. They've lost 3.
Yeah,
so
It's going to be telling, I think, on them.
Got to give them respect.
Much like anyone when when European football kicks back in again and they're back in the Europa and they go back to the Thursday.
He's got a
Sunday
judgment
thing,
call
like.
there, though, hasn't he? Because if they were like dropping off and they were hanging on, 5th maybe, then you'd say the focus is on the Europa League. They've got a chance of winning the league.
Yeah.
You've got to be looking at that Europa going, well, hang on, if we put everything into that, we'll get in the Champions League, where we're already not cemented, but we're already well in the mix here. Yeah. They just maintain what they're doing. 1 game a week, he can use as the kind of fringe players for the Europa League. He looks after. He's been fantastic.
Yeah, Pochettino
and Spurs have been brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's an interesting one. I think again, if I think it feeds into making the Premier League more exciting, and I have to be almost a neutral because we're not involved at that time.
And let me say before everyone jumps on, Dele Alli's been brilliant, by the way. Anyone goes, hasn't got a clue what he's on about it. I don't watch Spurs every week, so I watch Barkley every week. But them
I'm
two,
going to cook up a little lasagna.
Them two for
Get
me.
it ready, give it to Spurs players, just like what we did a few years ago. And
Oh, Robbie! Robbie!
He's admitted it, finally. He's admitted it.
There's no allegedly in there, Rob.
Right, let's leave it there on that bombshell. Do let us know your thoughts on it. Is it time that we took Spurs title challenge seriously? Let us know in the comments below. Check out the rest of the shows this week. We're discussing fan protests and walkouts and whether enough is enough on ticket prices. And we're about to, chronologically speaking, discuss the glimmer of hope for Aston Villa, which is going to be exciting for you.
Matchstick on the end of a tunnel.
There we go. So tune in, subscribe to the Ball Street YouTube channel, and we'll see you there. Ta-ra.